You're making one right decision today. You're listening to Handcuffs and Sage.
3 badass moms bringing you all the true crime and paranormal your heart desires.
I'm Red.
I'm Timo.
I'm Dre. And don't let your kids listen. Seriously, just don't.
Hi, everybody.
Hey!
What's up?
You're listening to Handcuffs and Sage.
I have to really amp up the happiness this week because I heard from people that last week I sounded really down.
Right.
Because I was.
Right.
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 That would be called feelings.
So
Right,
we
so-
actually did not record last week.
No.
Because we had a lot of drama going on in all of our lives.
Yeah.
It was sickness.
Yeah,
It was straight
sickness.
sickness. We're all sick with different things. I
Yeah.
thought we were all going to die.
Yeah, well,
There was a headstone with handcuffs and sage with all three of us underneath
I'm
it.
just going to blame the Mercury retrograde.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
In
it fucking
every
was.
way, it has
Yeah.
affected
Yes.
my life.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Right.
not just us here, but everyone I know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Freaking creepy.
And it's
awful.
not, we have like another week of it too.
Yeah, I hope it's over
Yeah, it's like
soon.
March 6th or something
Yeah.
that goes away. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
Well, it's a real shit show with Mercury retrograde.
Right.
I have become obsessed. If we can talk
With
about
horoscopes, right?
with horoscopes on YouTube. Oh, I have a serious problem.
Really?
Like, I watch so many of these because there's new ones every day.
What?
But then they talk about months too, right? So you can I'm going to listen to March, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Same.
Sagittarius.
And I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces. So, of course, I'm listening to Pisces.
Because Timo's birthday month is coming.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
So I'm like obsessed, and it was saying like some really good things that I felt like I've been really clinging to, and I don't even care if it's not like real.
Mhm.
It makes me feel better.
I just haven't had time. I know you said you need to do this,
Mhm.
I have
It's just
not
for
fucking had
fun.
time.
I'm just
Yeah.
taking advantage of the fact that you're also a Sagittarius.
Right, and it's all good, honey
Yeah.
bunny. Hey, March is
I'm
gonna be
excited,
good.
yes.
Really?
I
Okay.
feel it.
Mhm.
So, I don't know who had it worse, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I think I had it worse.
Yeah.
I had a severe allergic reaction to something. I don't know what it is at this point yet. I had to wait till my the reaction was totally out of my system, and I'm going to go see the allergist in a week to do all the little skin testings and everything. But I was a motherfucking monster, and I am not lying. My face turned every which way that you could imagine, and I kept on sending texts to Red and Dre, also to Stephanie and Miss Amy,
It
just
was
keeping them
frightening.
updated on how I looked from day to
It
day,
was
from
upsetting.
hour to hour.
Yeah.
I was covered
Seriously.
head to toe in hives
Yeah.
that would go away, come back in huge welts that then when they went away, they left bruises. And then I went to the urgent care 3 times. They kept on shooting me up with steroids, this and that. Come to find out that was the wrong thing to do. It was making it worse. And on top of that, the steroids gave me the worst acid reflux that you could ever imagine. That was worse than the painfulness of the swelling and all that other stuff. Acid reflux is so bad. I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every hour on the hour, it just pop up and like squeeze my
I
chest.
remember that like with pregnancy.
Yeah.
It
Oh
would
my
be
God.
like that.
I mean, if you've had heartburn, just figure that it's like 100 times worse than that. It's so
Yeah.
horrible. But I'm back. I look normal. The hives are gone. I'm going to find out what did it to me, and then I'm never doing that again. I think it was a portobello mushroom. My sister thinks it was the eye drops that I was putting in my eyes from when my son had pink eye. I used his prescription because I got a little bit of it because I didn't wash my hands after I put the drops. It has sulfa in it, and I'm allergic to sulfa drugs. So I don't know if that was it. So me and my sister have a bet. She's doing the eye drops. I'm doing the portobello mushroom, and we'll see where it comes.
I say it's stress.
And I have a lot of fucking stress. So yeah.
I think it's stress.
So what happened? Dre had, I can't even say the word that
I had diverticulitis,
Right.
which hasn't happened to me for 11 years.
Dang.
That shit will put you down.
Mhm.
And the whole time I had it, I had my in-laws over. I love them to death. My mother-in-law was like, what do you need? I'll make all the foods.
Yes.
She fed us all. But still, like, it was really terrible. It almost feels like you're about to have your appendix burst.
Yes.
But nothing's there
It can
to
be
like
so
relieve
painful.
it. It's terrible.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that for both of you guys.
Yeah.
We
I
are wrecked.
really, really do.
And then you,
I had walking pneumonia,
excellent.
Wonderful.
so I had to get on antibiotics. I couldn't sleep at night because the coughing was so bad, and I was keeping my honey bunny up, and I felt really bad. And I don't know if anyone's had walking pneumonia out there. You feel like you're the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going to die, and you're dying slowly. You can't breathe. You
Oh my
cough
God.
constantly, and it like sucks your energy out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I just need to sleep. But this is during a time where I'm in the business that's dealing with, major things right now, and with being sick, and stress, it was a real shit show.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
To say the least.
it was a level 10 shit show. That's why I think I was in such a bad place last time we recorded.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I feel better.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on top of the craziness at work. That's good.
Good.
And I did my like mid weight loss challenge weigh-in, and I'm doing really good.
Good.
Awesome.
So that just made me feel like, okay,
yeah.
Yay.
at least, we got this going, right?
Mhm.
You got to hold on to the good you have
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
So I feel really good about that.
Yay, I'm happy. You said something about not being able to sleep with the acid reflux. This is how I had to sleep.
Yeah.
Literally at like not a 45,
Mhm.
not a 90, but in between the two.
Right.
And I'm like a side sleeper,
Oh,
so
no.
it was the worst.
Mm.
And so and then on top of that, my son decides he's going to be like parkour champion and hop a wall. Fucking slam his knee into the wall. He's a runner, y'all. And now his knee, he chipped off a piece of bone. We're not exactly sure what we have to go get an MRI, but he might need surgery. He might not need surgery. So that has been my last 2 weeks.
I want to talk about this.
Okay.
I'd like to bring this up.
Okay.
So if you guys are listening now, it's really important for you to know that we are just like you, right? We are moms.
Mm-hmm.
We try our best every day. Things happen all the time that we have to deal with, just pure craziness. Life can be stressful. And that's why we do this podcast.
Right.
This is our outlet. I love true crime. You love paranormal.
Right.
We like to get together and kind of like release.
It's our therapy.
Yeah, it's
Right.
our therapy.
Yeah.
And so I maybe you guys understand how that is. This is our therapy. We enjoy it. We put time and work into it, and it really helps deal with like the
Right.
day-to-day chaos of
Mhm.
having, family and a
Mhm,
job and
Yeah.
whatnot. So that's why we do this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a little sit down before we started recording tonight, and I did a little bit of episode analysis on where we are and from the beginning to now. And if you guys are new listeners, you may be surprised that if you go back to like our first 19 episodes, we're called a different podcast at that point. When we started, we were called Super Fucked. We called You All Our Super Fucked Friends. That is us. We have not changed. We are exactly the same except for the name. We decided to rebrand at episode 20. We became Handcuffs and Sage. So you are listening to the right podcast. If you listen to our first 19 episodes, stick with us. We didn't change anything. We felt that it was better for us to have a more PC name.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely adore our new name. I think it's so cool. But we just wanted to give the shout out to you guys too, if you guys are new listeners, that you're not listening to the wrong the wrong podcast. That's us. So
You will hear us say super fact a million times.
yes, right. Everything is super fucked, and
Yep.
we've actually said super fucked, or this is super fucked.
Yeah.
A couple times in Handcuffs and Sage, because
are
we
super fucked.
do talk a lot about stuff that's super fucked. So
I mean, that's why we had come up with that name to
Mhm.
start
Like
with,
originally.
because
yeah,
the stuff is
Yeah, for
super
sure,
fun.
for sure, for
And
sure.
now we
Yeah.
are Handcuffs and
We are.
yes, we are Handcuffs and Sage.
Embrace that, baby.
And we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We I don't know if you guys noticed, but we have a new opening and a new closing. We want to thank We Are Wasted. We gave them a shout out a few episodes ago. They have agreed to let us use their song in our opening and closing segments. We adore this song so much. So, hey guys, thanks again. And go check them out. We Are Wasted. They're on Facebook, I believe, and Instagram.
All their music is so fun.
Yeah.
I love it. It makes me think of when I was young.
Right.
And single and dumb.
Yeah, so they're like they're like a punk band. So
I love them.
Yeah,
I really do.
They play locally in Santa Clarita. They are based out of Santa Clarita.
We should go to a show.
Yeah, but we'll keep you up. We'll keep you updated on their shows and stuff too, because we just think it's so rad that they let us use their music for our podcast.
Cool guys and cool music.
You guys are going to come right along with this crazy fucking ride. So buckle up, dudes. We're doing it.
All right, are you going first?
Yeah, I think I'm doing it. Yay! Okay, so I'm actually doing my first cryptid story. Can you believe it? It took 29 episodes for me to do.
I don't know what a cryptid is. You're blowing my mind. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so according to Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people,
tell me more.
And a cryptid is an animal that has been claimed to exist, but never proven to exist.
Like Nelly?
Nessie?
Like Nessie?
Yes.
Oh my God. Like the rap star Nelly?
Yeah, so, Nessie, Bigfoot, Yeti, all those.
With Nessie.
Okay, I am too.
Say it.
Chupacabra. I love Chupacabra. Or Kukui.
The Kukui.
Yeah. Okay, so... I'm gonna do an episode on that.
Girl,
I love Chupacabra and I love the Kukui, and we call it the Coco at my house. So
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
It's a total Latina Mexican kind of deal.
Totally is. So it's the boogeyman, basically. And so this is really funny. So I used to do this to my daughter. I used to tell her, if you don't go to sleep right now, the Kukui's gonna come.
What is it?
It's like the boogeyman.
It's a man.
It's a boogeyman. You've
It's
heard
like
of the
a
boogeyman,
monster.
right?
I've heard of the boogeyman.
It's like a monster.
It's she'll explain, but it's just fake. It's just, you know what, this boogeyman's gonna come get you. Ooh, you better go brush your teeth. The Kukui's coming.
Okay.
And so my mom, thanks mom, she went and she told my 4-year-old at the time, your mom's gonna tell you about the Kukui. The Kukui is not real. So I'm like, baby, Kukui's coming. It's 8 o'clock.
Oh no, and she's so sassy. What'd she say?
She's so sassy. Oh yeah, mom? Guess what? Nana told me. What did Nana tell you? Nana told me it's not real. Oh, great.
Oh,
what do I do now? Thanks, mom.
Well, my story. You can add this one now to your group. Yeah.
Maybe I will let her listen.
Yes.
I'm excited.
You can totally add this one. Okay, so it's never proven to exist, contrary to popular belief.
Is that like a Yeti?
Exactly.
Okay.
So cryptids don't have to be supernatural, mythical, or even all that strange, though many popular creatures acquire this characteristic as their legends grow. Okay. So this last Tuesday was Mardi Gras.
Yeah, bitches.
AKA Fat Tuesday. I am in love with Louisiana. I am in love with New Orleans. People always ask me, hey, are you from New Orleans? And I say, yes. In a previous life, I swear to God, I am from New Orleans. Somewhere in my previous life.
It is so fun there.
The first day I was there, the plane was landing, and when I set my foot off that fucking plane, I knew I was home. It was so weird. Like, I knew this was the place. And if I didn't have children at the time when I went, I probably would never have returned back to California.
You probably should have just stayed.
I know, but I had my kids, so I had to.
Write them letters. It's your life too, bitch. But
I don't have much far to go. They're 16 and 15, so we'll see.
Girl.
We'll see what happens. Okay, so this last Tuesday was Mardi Gras, aka Fat Tuesday. That's what the Mardi Gras translates to.
It's the last day. It's the last day of Mardi Gras, right? Fat Tuesday is the last day.
Yes. So it always falls on the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday.
What is Ash Wednesday?
That's a Catholic thing.
It's a Catholic thing.
So I don't know.
Okay, so Mardi Gras starts at the Epiphany. an epiphany is exactly that. You know, when you say, "Oh, I had an epiphany," like, "Oh,"
do you
like
say
it
that?
can't. Sometimes,
I've never
like,
said I have an epiphany.
I came to realization of something. Like,
An
oh my
aha.
God, like,
It's like the light
Like,
bulb just
right.
turned on.
So in the Catholic faith, or in Christian faith, the epiphany is the realization that God has returned in the form of Jesus Christ, and it's a big feast and a celebration.
So that's what Fat Tuesday is?
No, is what Epiphany is.
Okay.
So as soon as the Epiphany starts until Ash Wednesday, it's the celebration.
Okay.
Like, get all your hoo-hoo ha-has out.
You got
Party.
your hoo-hoo
Yes, yes.
For Jesus?
Party it up. Party it up. Eat all the shit you want. Drink all the shit you want. Party it up. That's why in New Orleans, it's like every day there's a parade,
right.
different parade, this, that, people just party it up, showing their titties for beads and all that good stuff.
Sure.
Mardi Gras, and then it stops. Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday it marks the start of Lent.
Okay, so what is Lent?
Lent is the beginning of
It's in the Catholic faith. It's like the beginning of the Easter season.
yes.
So it's 40 days. So this is believed
That's
to
a
be
long Easter season.
But
now.
Yeah.
It's believed to be the period. It's before Easter, and it's before Jesus Christ
rose from the dead.
Yeah.
So
it's 40 days before he rose from the dead.
Okay.
So during this time, Catholics, Christians, they practice this like it's almost like a season of fasting. Like, we're not allowed to eat meat on Fridays. On Ash Wednesday, we go and we receive the ashes of Jesus Christ on our forehead in the form of a cross.
I've seen like pictures.
Right?
I'm like,
On
why
Ash
is
Wednesday.
this happening?
Mm-hmm.
And you give up something that you
sacrifice.
You sacrifice something that, so basically, if you are a drinker, you're going to give up alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a big fast food fan, you're going to give up fast food.
I'd have to like stop having hoo-ha with my honey bunny.
Yeah, that could
That's
be one.
why I'm not Catholic.
Yeah.
I ain't giving that shit up, okay?
People give things up like, I'm not going to eat chocolate for 40 days.
Right.
I'm not going to eat bread for 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
But always what the Catholics do is they stop eating meat, red meat on Friday, red chicken even. They pretty much only eat fish. So you'll see like McDonald's and like all the fast food restaurants will like, all of a sudden, this is their time where they bring out their fillet of fish.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you know how St. Clair's, they do their big fish fry?
No.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us go to that.
Yeah.
They just, I think they just did it too. It's, they just do a huge fish fry.
To like start the season?
Yeah, so everybody eats fish. They do a big fish and chips kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, with all of that being said, this is going to play a part on my story in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're going over this because I was just talking to the hubby about it. I'm like, I don't even understand anything that's happening.
Yeah.
And I'll see people like saying what they're giving up. I'm like, why, honey?
Yeah.
Why?
Don't
you
do that.
Okay? You like the chocolate, eat the chocolate.
I don't know anybody that's ever like gone through the whole 40 days.
I've done it.
Really?
I gave up bread for 40 days and I lost 20 pounds.
Dang! Just bread?
Just bread. Anything with flour in it. I give it flour. So that even included Doritos. Mm-hmm. And I was dying. I was like, I just want a Dorito.
Really? Those are like corn chips. Are you sure?
But they have the seasoning has flour in it. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl.
Okay. So, back in the thick fog-covered swamplands is where you'll find the beauty of Louisiana and perhaps even a monster or two, including the legendary beast, the Louisiana werewolf, Rougarou.
What?
The Rougarou.
There's a werewolf up in there?
Yes.
I didn't see that on the tour. He did not even show us that, and he was full Louisianan, okay?
I like this.
I don't know why. I don't know why they would have
He
not
showed us
talked
them
about the
gators.
Rougarou.
Them gators.
Yes.
Them gators like
yeah.
the marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
They do?
Those guys
Yeah.
are crazy with those feeding those gators, too.
There's a
and how they
video.
call them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do all
Yeah.
kinds of weird shit.
We went on a whole tour when we went,
Mhm.
and the guy, there's a video on Facebook of a guy, like, holding a gator in his legs and feeding him.
Mhm.
That's our guy. That's our
What?
tour guide. It was
That's
awesome.
really
Dude, those gators know. They're like, okay, we're going to chill because that boat's going to come around like every so-and-so and give us fucking live chicken.
Yep.
Not live chicken, but chicken
Like
breast.
chicken pieces.
Yeah. And marshmallows
Marshmallows.
and whatever. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was fun.
Yeah. It was fun. I love that too. Okay, so what is the Rougarou? It's a half man, half wolf creature, 7 to 8 feet tall. It has a human-like body covered in fur with razor-sharp teeth, glowing red eyes, and it becomes animal form on the night of a full moon. Hence the werewolf.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
So that's where we are with the Rougarou. Okay. So where did the Rougarou come from? So this is the history. So we're going to go back to France in the 16th century, the time of the plague, bad hygiene, and the fear of witches.
I feel like we're entering that stage again here.
Yes, yes.
With the coronavirus. Right.
Yes, yeah. right. But most of all, they feared the Lougarou.
I'm trying to spit out my fucking beer, dude.
I'm trying to say it in my French, but it's like Rougarou.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
We should do that shot game. Anytime you try to pronounce something, you'll be getting fucked up.
Right. Okay. So that's the French phrase for werewolf. So loup, it's spelled loup, but it's pronounced lou. So it's Loup. That equals wolf. Garou is shape shifting. So that's the translation.
Oh. Okay.
Back then, anything bad that happened, the Rougarou did it.
They just blame everything on that shit.
Their house was ransacked. Their child went missing.
Somebody didn't do the dishes.
Right. Their cart wheel broke. Whatever.
Okay.
The Rougarou did it.
Okay.
For sure.
And just like with the witches, if you were a little different, a little strange, did things that were a little out of the ordinary, you were a Rougarou.
Dude,
Rougarou.
I would have died instantly back in the day. That you weird ass bitch.
Right.
For sure a witch.
Right. A witch or Rougarou.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. So they held public trials and they said, okay, this person is a Rougarou. Do you agree? And everyone's like, yes! And they friggin' beheaded them or hung them.
You see your family. They're like, what, what are you doing?
And the reason why is because it was the fear that if you stood up for one, then you were one and the same fate would happen to you. So basically they said, yep. They agreed, and then it's not me. Sorry, bye.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right.
It's for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'd all be dead.
That's what happened. Yeah.
She got me a shitty Christmas present for sure. She is.
So here's where Lent comes into it. So in the 16th century, it was believed by the French Catholics that if you did not follow the rules of Lent for 7 consecutive years, you would turn into a Rougarou.
Oh, wow.
That's stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
that's crazy.
I
the Catholics running your life.
Right?
I'm not Catholic, so.
I used to be.
Hey,
I'm not
guess
anymore.
What? I do what I'm on. Okay.
So so you would turn into the Rougarou. So also a witch can curse you into a Rougarou. So
that
back
is
then,
so rude.
Right. So these are different ways that you could become a Rougarou. You don't follow Lent. A witch can curse you. And as we go into the stories, there's going to be other ways where
it would be so stressful to look back in the day. You never know someone's going to blame you for being a witch, curse you with being with a hoo-ha.
Exactly. So as the migration of the French came down to Canada and the United States, they brought their legend of the Rougarou with them, finally settling in the Cajun bayous and swamps of the greater New Orleans area and most of Louisiana. Okay. So, the Cajun dialect, which I adore, I love so much, it's a mix of French and English. Soon the French Rougarou changed to Rougarou, and it was basically just so that it was easier to roll off the tongue.
You know that Rougarou is back there. When I feel it gets, I see the Rougarou.
Oh my God, I love it. I went on YouTube to try and see how I can talk a little bit of Cajun, and it just wasn't happening, so it's not going to happen today.
I want to hear it.
I don't even know
Just
how.
Try.
No, I don't even
Just
know.
try it, can you?
No.
I don't even know.
Oh, come
on. True Blood fans.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to because it was so fucking long time ago. But the first season of True Blood, there was a character on there, and he spoke. Oh, he was so fun.
Oh, he was.
And he spoke the most Cajun accent. Come to find out, he was the bad guy all along. He didn't even speak Cajun. He had some like tape in the back, and he learned it all.
Yeah.
But that guy was so fun.
Hey there, Suki. You're gonna let someone walk you over here? Suki?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it
I
so
love
much.
True Blood.
Yeah,
I used to
True
make
Blood
my
too.
husband watch it, and then like he'd tell his buddies, like, "Yeah, we watched True Blood last night." What did you watch?
And then he say, "Yeah, it shows fucking people fucking left and right, fucking all this crazy ass shit. You
True
see
Blood.
boobies, you see this, you see that.
I mean, that's
really? Yeah, come on.
That's really why he watched.
I know, right? It's
No,
so
he did
good.
it for me, you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, it
so
was for
hot.
you.
And you know that Anna Paquin and William or whatever, they're like together in real life, and it's so good because I follow her on Instagram, and I get to see like their life happening all the time, and it's just so cute. I love them.
That is cute.
Yeah,
Man, I was really sad when they like stopped that show.
I know.
I was like, no, I want more.
I know. The funny thing is Charlene Harris is the one that wrote the book. She has like 12 books or whatever, and I started reading them before the actual True Blood came out. And then I'm like, oh my God, like this is so, actually her first book is exactly the first full season of True Blood. And then after that, they took little bits and pieces and then they added their, HBO magic to it. Yeah.
They had some fun.
They decided to go way off, like track and stuff. Yeah.
I did read it all.
It does, it does follow a little bit, but then they put in their movie magic and all that good stuff in it, so.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Okay, so the same legends apply, the whole Catholic thing, the whole Lent thing, but another legend is that the parents tell their children to behave or the Rougarou is going to come get you.
How many stories have you done about parents really fucking up their kids emotionally,
A lot.
traumatizing them
We
with
really-
made up
yes.
shit?
We really use the paranormal to fuck
True,
up the
too.
kids. Yeah, it's so funny. And it's like mostly in every custom, but the United States, the American custom, there's not, that's what
The
people.
Boogeyman, I think the Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman, I guess.
Slenderman.
No, not Slenderman.
The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman, I guess.
I'm comfortable with not fucking up my kids with fucked up ass stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about it. So
All right.
I'll be American all day, every day.
Where did Bloody Mary come from?
My best friend in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
She made it up.
There is a whole.
Nobody did it before we did it.
There
in
is
her
a whole
bathroom.
Mary back history and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that too. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
All right, so there's more ways to become a Rougarou besides Lent and the witches. One legend states that the witch can curse you. Another legend states that the witch actually needs to turn herself into a werewolf in order to curse you with the Rougarou curse.
That sounds like a lot of work. Though,
Yeah,
right?
I don't get that.
It sounds tiring.
Is she a Rougarou too? Does she go back to normal? I don't know what that whole whatever.
She's struggling.
Right.
Who am I?
Right.
Who do I want to be? I get it. I get that.
Another one is if you see a Rougarou, do not look into its eyes because
Sure.
if you lock
Well, of
eyes
course.
with a Rougarou, you're going to turn into a Rougarou.
Of course you are. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
So say you get cursed. You are now cursed with the Rougarou. It'll last 101 days.
101.
101 days.
Not 100.
No.
Of course.
But there's also another legend that stated a year and 1 day. Which is funny because the year and 1 day timing, it goes back to the tombs in New Orleans or around Louisiana where you entomb somebody when they pass away. You cannot rebury a family member in the same tomb for exactly a year and 1 day after they're entombed. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So there's two different,
There's a connection.
yeah,
there,
depending on where you're from and where the legend's coming from. So the curse can actually be transferred if blood is drawn from the person who is cursed. And then they can give it to that person. So
There's a million ways here.
there's a million ways.
Totally get fucked.
So you're a Rougarou. You get into a fight at a bar. This person punches you, gives you a bloody nose. Automatically, you are no longer a Rougarou. The person that gave you the bloody nose now has the curse.
You're it.
Yeah.
You're it. And then they run away.
Right. And it doesn't even need to be like an actual physical bloody kind of situation. As long as you contributed to that Rougarou person as getting cut and bleeding.
Okay.
We should talk to the nurse.
I give a freaking injection that causes blood to come out of that little tiny hole. And I'm now a Rougarou.
Yep. You are.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't want to say anything. But when I met you, I thought, maybe.
I've drawn a lot of blood.
I haven't looked you in the eye. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm fine.
But
I'm fine.
maybe we haven't hung out with her on a full moon, so we don't know.
There's that.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
we did. We recorded that one.
Yeah,
time
we
with
did.
her.
We recorded on
Yeah.
a full moon.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
Maybe
Nothing
I just
happened.
haven't injected a Rougarou. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what
No,
it is.
I'm pretty sure you have. I just get that feeling, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so this is the crazy part of the curse. You get obsessively obsessed with the desire for raw meat.
Oh.
So it starts off.
You're like my dog?
Yeah, you're like, that ground beef looks great. So you just start friggin' eating the ground beef out of the package, raw.
like in the Santa Cruz
Yeah.
diet.
Oh yeah, exactly like that.
She's
for
a
sure.
Rougarou.
Yeah, she is.
No,
And then that's not enough. So then you start craving human flesh.
Sure.
Yeah, you want
next step.
You want
right?
it fresh,
Next step,
baby.
right.
It's not
So
enough.
then once you have your first bite of human flesh, then you become the full-on Rougarou.
Oh,
Full-on
Rougarou.
so I'm not full on yet.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay, but I think you are. Okay.
Poor
wait,
Dre.
you are. Okay.
Okay, so what are the abilities of a Rougarou? It's basically a shape shifter. It can be your neighbor. It could be your best friend. It could be your kid's teacher.
It could be someone you do a podcast with.
Yes,
But
for
wait,
sure.
can it make me skinnier?
I don't know.
You said shape-shifting.
Shape-shifting.
Said shape-shifting.
I'm going to shape-shift this shift.
But it turns you into like a 6 foot, 8 foot, whatever, like huge hairy creature.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm good.
Mm-mm. So you turn on the full moon. It has superhuman strength, speed, and its primary motivation is to eat flesh.
Sure. I mean, you're hungry.
Okay. So basically, the weaknesses, there really isn't anything. They can only be destroyed by fire or beheading. And no one has come up with another way to get rid of the Rougarou.
Well, nobody asked me. I mean, I could work on it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Do it.
So we want to ward off the Rougarou now. Okay. So I'm going to tell
Okay.
you how to, we don't want the Rougarou to become, okay. So for men out there, what you need to do, and this is really, really testosterone Illuminati crap coming on because it's totally different from men to women. Okay.
Of course it is.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
Of course it is.
Exactly. So all the man has to do is go to the swamp, grab a leaf of a plant that grows there in the swamp.
You're filling me with rage right now.
He folds it up nicely, puts it into his wallet, and he's safe from the Rougarou.
Of course,
Bullshit.
that's all he has
Right,
to.
right.
You know why? Because he's got so many other things to do. That's what's going to cure him.
Yeah.
So busy.
So
make it
guess what
easy
us
for him.
gals need to do?
He would not be able to find the leaf. He'd be like, honey,
Can
Right.
you help me?
I was looking for a leaf, but I can't find it. Can you find it and put it in my wallet?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So us gals, we need to friggin' paint a hexagon on our nice fucking floor and then fucking pray over it for hours and hours. And
Of
that's what's going to
course.
ward off
Right.
the fucking Rougarou
Sure.
from us.
Ugh.
Yeah. So what the fuck? Exactly.
It's always harder for us lady pirates.
Right, exactly. Another way to ward off is to place 13 items outside your door or windows.
13 items?
13 items. So guess what? The Rougarou can only count to 12.
So guess what?
You fucked.
So bad at math. It's like sad.
So it fucking confuses the Rougarou. And he'll start the count. So like, say you put like 13 rocks. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once he reaches 12 and he sees another rock there, he's like, and then he'll start to count all over again. And he'll constantly do this over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, till the sun comes up and he's forced to leave. So this is okay.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Math is our friend.
Some say that a colander will do the same trick because of all the holes in the colander. So not like the metal wire one, but like a plastic one.
Does it like want to count? Why is it counting? I don't get that. He has to count?
This is the legend.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the legend.
Stuck.
I don't know.
Oh, that's sad.
So put a colander out as well. It'll start counting the holes. It'll realize that there's more holes than 12. Then it will start counting again until the sun comes up and it'll force him.
You're really sad.
Poor Rougarou.
I know, poor Rougarou.
I'll say, I'll count the rest for you, Rougarou. You just said, don't do it.
So, fun fact, Rougarou rum, which is manufactured by Donner Peltler Distillers in Thibault, Louisiana, has a special praline flavored rum.
Yes.
And it's called Rougarou 13 pennies.
Oh,
I wanted so bad to go to Bevmo and find this and bring it, y'all, but you got to import it from Louisiana. So yeah, they don't have it here in in California.
Let's just go and get it.
I know. So when we go to New Orleans, we're gonna have to pick some of that.
I love New Orleans. Yeah. I get your love. Yeah. When we went, I had the best time. I just felt like I just want to stay. Yeah. Just want to kind of.
Yeah, it's a totally different.
So much history, right? Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the modern day Rougarou. So they say that the Rougarou roams city streets, not in search of flesh, but to antagonize people in order for them to draw blood and to lose their curse. So that's one thing that they've brought to like the modern world of the Rougarou.
You guys, let's mix it up. Let's mix the story up. What's he going to be doing now? Yeah. He can't be doing the same thing. We got to do something different. We got to make it new and fresh. What are we going to do?
Right. So the last weekend of every October in Houma, Louisiana, the annual Rougarou Fest is held.
Oh, shit!
So it sounds so awesome. So it's a free, family-friendly festival. It's the one of the top 10 costume parties. They have live music, cultural activities, children activities, Cajun food. They do the Rougarou parade, and then there's a swamp ball.
Oh my God.
So much fun.
So this is the last week of October?
Yes.
Go.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yes. Can you look up pictures?
Yeah.
Right?
In Houma, Houma, Louisiana is where they hold it. And we're going to love this even more. All proceeds go to the nonprofit Wetlands Discovery Center, which is basically they preserve Louisiana's wetlands and disappearing coast.
I love that.
So yeah, it's so much fun.
My tour guide loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so much like this is crazy.
That's my face every morning when I have to start a new day.
Like just you make a costume, you go and you party it up, and cool. It sounds so much fun. So the Audubon Zoo, which is in New Orleans, or just outside of New Orleans.
Oh, how fun! Look at all the costumes.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah. So they have an exhibit dedicated to the Rougarou, and they have like a huge statue and just like stories and pictures, and then of course they have all the merchandise that you can buy for the Rougarou.
Sure, why not?
And then another fun fact is the New Orleans Pelicans, which is an NBA team.
My husband always talks about the name because it's Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans, so funny. Well, so you know what? They were called the Hornets, and then they're like, okay, we need to change our name. So they trademarked a bunch of names, and one of the names that they trademarked was the Rougarous, but they came up with Pelicans. I don't know.
They should have done the Rougarou. Right? They messed up. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, right? I know, right? Really. Wouldn't it be fun, the Rougarous? Yeah. Okay, so this is so much fun. So the term Rougarouing is a term used for people that like to stay up late and party it up. They're like, they're Rougarouing. Yeah, that's
that would be us. Just kidding.
That's not me at all.
Not at all.
And then you have a sleepless night, like we both had, coughing and friggin' acid reflux galore. So you toss and turn all night. You have a shitty night's sleep. You made the Rougarou.
What? But
How was your night? How was your night? Oh, I made the Rougarou. That means you had the sleepless night.
I made so much Rougarou. Okay. All the Rougarou.
So I don't know.
That for a year now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the baby. Oh my God. All the Rougarous.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm sure you have. So George Rodrigue, he's a famous painter in New Orleans. He does the blue dog paintings. Have you seen those?
Yep.
Okay. So it is said that blue dog originated from a combination of his dog Tiffany and the Rougarou.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a little, that's
there.
kind of a little fun fact.
Fun fact of the day.
So this is something that I was going to put on my laptop, but I'll probably just have you search, Dre. Okay, so now we're going to go into the sightings of the Rougarou. Okay. And I'm just doing, there's a lot of history of past Rougarou sightings, but I just found a couple newer ones. So in 1996, Barbara Mullins was driving down the highway.
Why are you jogging? She's driving down.
She's driving. Okay, I'm doing the steering wheel. She's driving down the highway when she sees a huge, large carcass of something on the side of the road. So if you want to search Barbara Mullins, Rougarou. So she pulled over because she felt like, this is fucking weird. I'm going to check this out.
Okay.
So
she saw a carcass.
And
what kind of animal carcass? I mean, I'm trying to think of animals that would be around there, and I can't think of anything that. Well, she didn't recognize it.
She didn't recognize it. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Like
she didn't think it was a human.
She didn't think it was human, no, but she knew it was like kind of weird looking. She said it was like the size of a Saint Bernard dog. It was pretty big. Okay.
Oh, there's a real picture of it, huh?
Oh yeah. Don't show us yet. So she was very shocked at first sight of what she saw, and she said it kind of looked like a cross between a baboon, but it had like a dog face. It had pointed fangs, like a dog-like nose. Its front paws, instead of paws, it kind of had like hands, and then the back legs were actual paws. Okay, so let's see.
Let me see it. Give it to me.
It's like really weird looking, right?
Wait, can I look at it?
If you try and like zoom in, it's like
it's like covered in fur.
Yeah, so these are its legs. This is its face, and they do close-ups of its face, and it does kind of look like, you know, when baboons scream, they're like, ah! Yeah. It kind of looks like without like showing their teeth. The pictures are very bleak.
You can't tell what it is.
Right. So
I wouldn't look at this and be like, oh, it's a dog. Or,
right.
No.
Right. So she took pictures of it.
It's like someone's weave.
It came.
It's a weave.
I'm just kidding.
Solved. Case is solved.
Okay. So she took pictures of it. It became known as the Deretter roadkill.
What was that?
Deretter.
Derider?
If you at home,
I'm going to go Drake.
Or not
Derider
driving.
roadkill. Okay.
Take a shot.
But later, it was told by authorities, get this, that it was a feral Pomeranian that got hit by a car.
Feral Pomeranian.
A Pomeranian.
A Pomeranian was just doing its thing out in the wet
that does not.
So Pomeranians are little.
Pomeranian.
Yeah.
The fur, I can understand, right? But the thing is, what they're saying is, there's nothing in comparison to size in the picture. Like if she put her foot there, or if she put like her like a coin or a dollar bill or something next to, then we could say, oh, this is a teeny tiny thing, or this is a huge thing. So we can't really determine.
But didn't you say the front and the back?
Yeah.
Did not match. So with a Pomeranian, wouldn't we have 4 paws?
Yeah. So it's kind of like shady.
That is interesting.
It's kind of all shady in that situation. So,
you can't tell. I wouldn't look at it and be like, oh, it's a Pomeranian. Like,
right.
I mean, I've never seen a Pomeranian that dark.
Well, yeah,
I
but
think they can
Pomeranians are like little chihuahuas. They're tiny, so I don't.
But there's a photo here where there's somebody. Is that someone standing there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there you have.
Oh, okay, it fucking
is large.
Huge.
It's large. It's bigger than a Pomeranian.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're trying to like try and tell us that it was a Pomeranian.
I'm gonna come out and say cover up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Email us over the cover up and we'll just talk about it.
Right, exactly.
Sure. What is that?
handcuffsandsage@gmail.com. All right, so the next sighting is a retired printer. His name was Butch Rougarouing. And he told the Daily Comment, okay, now this guy's a hoot. And he's probably talking in a Cajun accent on top of it, so I wish I could totally do it. But, okay, so this is what he said. That I live on the banks of Bayou Blue, and sometimes around sunset, I venture out to enjoy the wonderful smells and sights of our marvelous wetland, where out of no warning, I would detect a musky odor and hear a deep-throated growl. The growl is always behind you, no matter which direction you're facing. And sometimes if you look close beyond the trees, you can see its red, beady eyes. Okay? So this guy kind of sounds a little bit legit, right? So he says that some people panic and get lost and are never seen again. And he's like, did the Rougarou get them? No one ever has captured one, but what I have found is this. The Rougarou is attracted to the smell of beer.
We're in so much trouble.
I fucking knew it. Called it out. You're on blast.
He said that many of his sightings happened just after he drank a few bottles of beer. So stay indoors when the light is dimming, and don't let the Rougarou get you.
That's under loves of Rougarou.
Right. So
I had a few beers and I felt it behind me. I saw them red bitty eyes. This is gonna get me good.
Oh, I love it so much. So good, so good. Okay, so those are the two sightings that I told you. Okay, so there weren't too many paranormal shows that have done things on the Rougarou.
Anything on Supernatural?
Yes.
Oh, shit!
Yes.
Woo! We got some Supernatural shit.
And I've been binging Supernatural, and I actually saw this episode. I'm like, damn, I want to do this. I haven't done a cryptid. I'm going to do, and then it just fell into my lap with Mardi Gras and Lent and everything. It was totally meant to be. Yeah. So Supernatural did do an episode, but they didn't kind of do the whole Rougarou looking like a werewolf kind of thing.
Okay.
They kind of did their own thing with it.
Sometimes they do that on the show. They make it their own. Mm-hmm.
So the story goes, spoiler alert, sorry, but this was like in 2006 when this came out, so whatever.
They had time to watch it.
Yeah, Sam and Dean run across another hunter that was friends with their family, and he tells them that he needs their help because he's been following this unborn child and the birth of this child since he was conceived.
Right.
Who was conceived of a woman and a man. The man was a Rougarou.
Okay.
So he has passed down this curse to his unborn son. He was killed. This hunter killed the man. The lady gave him up for adoption, and he's followed him down. So according to this legend, as soon as you turn 30 years old, the curse comes about. You start turning into a Rougarou.
Well, when I turned 30, I had back pain, and my body just felt tired.
Okay,
all the time.
That's a symptom.
It's close to turning into a Rougarou.
There you go.
So you turn 30, you start getting the symptoms. You start craving the meat. You eat the meat. As long as you keep eating just cow meat and pig meat and whatever, you're cool. But as soon as you
eat a lot of cow meat,
because it's keto, right?
Yeah, I am full keto.
Yeah, it's full keto. Meat. But human meat, I don't know if human meat is keto, but as soon as you eat the human meat, then you turn into the Rougarou.
Okay.
So this happens. The guy turns into a Rougarou. But it's just kind of like he's still a man, and he just kind of has like a little bit of a distorted face, and he just wants to eat and eat. It's
like a zombie.
Yeah. So it doesn't really follow that. Yeah. Whatever.
He looks like the guy from the the real beast from what is it? You know, the Beauty and the Beast?
No,
I remember that.
It's like that guy, that character.
Yeah, so...
And he lived in the sewer.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's so gross.
Yeah, so that was the Rougarou story, but I was very pleased to read on and learn all the other stuff that the Rougarou is about besides what Supernatural did. So there's also a show called Cryptid, The Swamp Beast, and it's on the History Channel. And there's a local farmer who had a calf that was drugged like, I don't know, like 15, 20 feet and totally like massacred. They'd never seen anything like that before. Then, you know, it's a guy that it follows a guy that's kind of like a wildlife guy. You know, you call him like, hey, I have an alligator in my yard, or hey, I have a snake in my toilet, or whatever. He comes and takes care of it. So people's pets are disappearing. They went to a call where there's this dude and he's literally sitting on his roof and his arm is all wrapped up and it's like bleeding and he's freaking out, and he's saying, and this is like in the swamp, like in this like the bayou, and he's saying that his dog was possessed. He went to feed her and she friggin' attacked him, and now he's, you know, and so the lady who's part of this group, she like goes up and the dog starts licking her, and it's like, what? It was so hilarious. So
you've been doing mess today.
Exactly, I think. And then she's like, if you have been abusing this dog, I'm going to pull you down from that roof and let her finish the job. It was so great. I loved it. Yeah. So then there's tomb and grave robbings. Like the cop went, there was a tomb that was broken into. 3 bodies were pulled out, like decayed bodies. The man's head was missing. They knew it wasn't like money oriented because the lady still had all her jewels on and everything. So they didn't know what the fuck was going on with that. And then they randomly found a cell phone in the bayou, and there's a missing hiker. They didn't know whose cell phone it was. They played the video, and you can kind of see the video kind of seeing something, whatever, and then something actually sneaks behind them, and you can actually see the man's legs like lift up. Like something grabbed him from behind, and then the cell phone goes, and you just kind of see the canopy of trees. Yeah, it was a really good show. So at the end of it, they actually catch a bear, which is similar to what the description of what they were seeing. So who knows? But it was a really fun show. Yeah. And then have you ever seen Cajun Justice on A&E? Oh my God, it's like cops, but in the bayou.
Okay.
It's so great. And
it's like nonstop.
I love it. I love it. And they get calls all the time, fucking random calls about the Rougarou.
Yeah.
And they play it. It's great.
Oh my God.
So they show where the guy goes, and this guy's like, oh, it's bothering my chickens. Like, I don't know, it's the Rougarou. It's probably the Rougarou, whatever. And the cops are just like,
love it.
Yeah, and the cops are like kind of like snickering and rolling their eyes. Are like, oh my God, give me a break. So, and
That's
then
hilarious.
another fun thing is in Erie County, Ohio. There is an amusement park. It's called Cedar Point. It is the roller coaster capital of the world. They have a roller coaster there. It's called the Rougarou. And you can actually go on YouTube, see the point of view of, so like you're like actually riding the roller coaster, and it actually looks fucking bomb ass. So yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah.
I want to check that out so bad. We're going to end with this. There is you can find this on YouTube. It's The Legend of the Rougarou. It's from WGNO TV, News with a Twist. And I think that's like, I think it's like the New Orleans, like local news channel. It starts off with this really cool lady. She's kind of like she has like braids and she has a hat on. She's standing in the swamps area, and she's talking about the Rougarou. And she says have been sounds of howling beyond what a dog can produce. And then she's like, is that the Rougarou? I don't know, but I'll leave it up to you to decide.
Oh.
And she also says that for a legend to have any type of longevity, it has to have just an ounce of truth to it.
Right.
So, yeah. So you check that out. It's just like a little, maybe like a 3-minute little video. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Cryptoville.com, Exemplore, which is a website. Yeah. Darcy Nadal did an article on this. Nola Weekend with Sean Bailey, and The Pelican State of Mind with Frank Kerner. So that's where I got all my Rougarou information.
Yay! Rougarou! Okay, so March is coming up.
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day. I don't know about y'all. It's a big party up in my family.
For sure.
Yeah, we all dress up.
Yeah.
We get together. We do a whole family dinner. It's a big deal
And
for
games
us.
and stuff.
We do games. It's a whole. You saw the picture,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's a big thing. I love St. Patrick's Day, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do Irish Killers for
Oh,
March.
okay.
Okay, so on this journey, I found one that I have not heard of
Cool.
before.
Okay.
And
Unbelievable.
it is unbelievable because I'm a true crime whore through and through. I feel like, oh, I know that story. I've heard that before. I know that person. Right. I haven't heard about this person. So I did a deep dive, and there's still like so much ongoing information with this one, which kind of makes it fun. It's not over yet.
Okay, so it's modern day stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I almost feel like I've opened a can of worms with this one. So this will not, I won't be able to finish it with this episode.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So stick around and we'll follow up with it. But I'm really interested in this story.
Cool.
So a lot of the things that I listened to and read, from the Nobody Zone, the Slaughter podcast, Murderpedia, there's some YouTube videos on this right now. So maybe people can kind of look into it with me and kind of send me what they find. I love this story so far. I just think it's interesting. I don't mean to bounce around, but guess what? We're going to bounce around. Okay. I want us to go back in time.
Okay.
It's 1953.
Dang.
It's the Queen's coronation. Do you guys watch The Crown?
I did.
Yeah. Okay, so this last season they're talking about like the coronation and all this stuff, right? Which is very interesting.
Okay.
So
and what queen are we talking about?
The Queen Elizabeth, honey bunny.
Now. Grandma,
she's been around forever.
Grandma to Prince William and Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her.
Yeah, I
That
guess.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Okay.
one.
All right.
Okay, so it's the Queen's coronation. Underground at Baker Street Station. The last train was just coming through. It's at the end of the night. Two men are arguing, and they're obviously drunk. And you can hear them in their Irish accents. The smaller one loses it, and he pushes the other one in front of the oncoming train. He confessed repeatedly what he did.
Really?
Nobody ever followed up.
What?
He got away with murder.
Right. Nobody followed up or did anything about it. This man gave names, places, and what he did, and he was not charged. Why?
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 All right, here we go.
Okay.
It's 1983. It's August 3rd in London.
I love London.
Have you've been?
I love.
Oh my God, I haven't been. I don't know.
God, I love it.
So two men are on the tarmac at the descent of Kaplan Common and southwest London. So what I've learned through this journey is I don't ever want to be near or hang out in or live near Kaplan Common because all sorts of really fucked up things happen in this story near this place. So I'm just going to always
never visit.
Like if we ever go to England, I'll write that down. We're not going.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Not happening.
Okay.
Okay. So these two on the tarmac are kind of close to this bandstand going on, but nobody else is really there. It's kind of quiet. Both men are arguing with each other.
Again?
They're homeless. So in the UK, they're actually called dossers. Oh, you knew that? I had never heard that term. Okay, so these dossers were fighting, and they were talking about how they really wanted just to steal money for booze, right? They needed to get their fix. It was morning, and they hadn't had any alcohol yet, so they're not feeling good. They're cranky. They're me before coffee.
Okay, gotcha.
They're about to lose their shit. They say that, they'll really drink anything at that time, but lately they really enjoy drinking methylated spirits with red wine, and they call it red biddy.
Red Biddy.
I thought about making some red biddy for us tonight, but then I thought, no.
We would have had a big old party if I brought the penny wine and you had the red biddies.
I really want that.
I know, right?
I figure out a way to get
Can
that.
you look up? I meant to do this methylated spirits because that is something they're mixing with red wine, and methylated makes me think there's meth in it, like it's like
or
an
like
upper.
menthol, maybe menthol.
Maybe it's like minty.
Yeah, minty, like menthol cigarettes, kind of.
I don't know.
Huh? Let's see.
Mentholated.
All right, alcohol for general use that has been made unfit for drinking by the addition of about 10% of methanol, and typically also some pyridine and a violet dye. Ooh, makes it real pretty looking.
So it's probably like moonshine, like our like redneck moonshine.
It's
like
next level.
Yeah.
It's funny because it actually is used to disinfect sterilized medical equipment.
Yikes.
Or like as a window cleaner. This is crazy. Are you serious?
Okay, so maybe it's something that they can like steal from like maybe like a warehouse or something.
I don't know.
And they're like, this is going to get us drunk. Yeah. Whatever.
You know, people drink mouthwash, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we're looking on those lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these two, they're in desperate need of alcohol. Okay. Desperate need. They see a pensioner, Walter Ball, sitting on a park bench nearby. Now, in my work now, I hear the term pensioner all the time.
Really?
Constantly. I'm a pensioner. I'm like, give me a good deal.
Oh.
They're retired. They're on a fixed income.
Pension. Okay.
Pensioner.
Okay.
So a retired older person is a pensioner. So Walter Bell is just sitting on this park bench, just minding his old business.
Oh no.
The two come up, they grab his arms, and they tell him, give us your money.
Ooh.
Okay. So Walter gives him his watch and wedding ring. And after this happens, he's able to get to a phone booth and call the police.
Oh, good.
The police do find the two guys and they arrest him. Yay!
Good.
Because they hurt my pensioner.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Bobbies that got him.
The boys. So the police take them to the station in Clapham. Remember, we're never going there.
Right.
Write that down. The two are both Irish, Paul McManus and Kieran Patrick Kelly. And Kieran Patrick Kelly went by Nosey Kelly or Mad Ken. And if you see a picture of him, he's got this massive nose, and that's why they called him Nosey.
Really?
Nosey Kelly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they were just talking shit to him with his name. So a retired detective, Superintendent Ian Brown, he retired in 1990. He was the detective inspector of Clapham police station, and people at this time, you know, vagrants, they were always in and out of jail, right? Mm-hmm. This is their lifestyle. They steal, they get arrested, right? They do their time, right? It's just like this constant thing.
Right.
And it seemed like a real annoyance for them all the time because they said like the homeless people who are alcoholics would like stink up the room. So if you had to arrest them, you had to wash down the cell. Yeah. It was always more annoying for them than anything. So the two were put in a cell. The night before they were taken in. Now, this is another thing, a fun UK thing, is they called the homeless or vagrants tramps.
Okay.
So that was found a lot. Okay. So they said the night before a tramp called Boyd or William Boyd, who had, you know, a big beard and was like super smelly. He was a vagrant. He had been taken in, and he was actually in the cell, but he was asleep when the other two were brought in, and he was snoring loudly.
Samesies.
So Detective Brown is about to leave for the day around 5 o'clock, and someone is shouting, "Governor, come quick, down the cells!"
Oh.
Right? So he puts his tea down. I'm just kidding. He gets down there, and Boyd is on his back. And this is a term I hadn't heard, but a station sergeant was giving him the kiss of life, which I think CPR, right? He was trying to give him CPR, giving a homeless person CPR. It sounds rough. That sounds rough. Don't sign me up for that. And around his neck was a pair of socks. He had been strangled, and Boyd was dead. Dun, dun, dun. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Okay?
Right?
Okay.
Can't wait.
So, Paul McManus had been in the cell, banging on the side doors, yelling, "Let me out, let me out, let me out." And in the corner, cross-legged with no socks on, sat Kieran Patrick.
Ew, creepy.
So, there was obviously a murder in the cell. They were like, "This is murder. We need to interview you." Okay. So they have an interview with Kieran Patrick Kelly, and he confesses, right? I mean, it was obviously him.
Who else could it
He
be?
Right.
took his socks off and strangled him with his dirty, dirty socks. So he's actually put back in the cell for that night. He said it was because Boyd was snoring.
Oh, all right.
She
said, okay.
Samesies.
Understand.
Yeah,
we're dealing with some snoring issues. I get it.
CPAP.
No judgment. Okay. So in the following morning in the interview room, on one of these shows, they actually have the recordings.
Love.
And that's, I think, what really got me into this is I can hear him. I can hear the questions. It's fabulous.
Can you understand what he's saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
But not anyone else. No, I'm just kidding.
Only you.
Yeah.
So they have this first recording. So I want us to stay together on dates here. So if I'm kind of going around, let me know.
Okay.
So you hear this first recording, you see or you hear the officer speaking, and he's saying today's date is the 17th of August, 1983. Okay. That's also the way that they do their dates, like backwards from us.
Right. Yeah.
Which may cause someone to not do well at their job sometimes when they do it backwards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to point out who. It's me. Okay. So it's Brown and his superior officer detective, chief inspector or DCI, Ray Adams, in the room with Kelly. You can hear them offering him a cup of tea, one sugar, like they know exactly already what he wants. The tape recording is taking place 2 weeks after Boyd's death. They know full well how Kelly wants everything at this point. They know how he likes his tea because they've been interviewing him about all sorts of things these last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So let's go back to the interview the morning after Boyd's death.
Okay.
So they had found the old man's watch on him, right? Remember?
Yeah.
He hurt the pensioner.
Right.
He took the watch.
Oh.
All right. So they're putting it all together. They're cracking the case here.
All right.
So all of a sudden, Kelly is jumping around like a boxer, and he's saying, "I fooled ya, I fooled ya." And he stuck his tongue out, and he had the wedding ring around his tongue that he had stolen. Showing off what he had stolen from Walter Bell. He's kooky.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
He's crazy. So they're saying, he's a short man with a large nose, Nosey Kelly, but he's really just a bag of bones, and he's a live wire. So when they do these interviews, they say
just see him.
He's always twitching, and he's running down the room, and he's dancing, and he's doing weird things all the time.
God.
He just can't sit still. He's like a kid with ADHD in the 3rd grade.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why he drinks, right? To just chill himself the fuck out. Okay, so back then, I know this is going to blow your mind, but in the 80s, it was really hard to pull records about people. It was a really slow process. somebody had to yell at somebody to yell at somebody to go down to a room to look up something to then find, right?
Right.
Now, if you have several different things to look up, it's going to take time. It's not like Googling.
Exactly.
Right? It takes time. So it was a really slow process trying to get information about Kelly. He had recently been acquitted for the murder of another vagrant.
What?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So in 1977, Kelly had been arrested and later tried at the Old Bailey for the murder of a man, Ed Toll, in the churchyard in Kennington, South London. Alleged Kelly had found Ed sleeping on a gravestone in the church that Kelly liked to sleep on.
Ew.
Nice.
I want us all to think about that moment where you're like, that's my gravestone.
That's my gravestone.
Okay.
Don't
I
touch
sleep
my
on it
pillow.
all the time. Okay. It's a thing. He attacked him. He tried to strangle him with a belt, and there were witnesses to this attack.
Jesus.
He just was so tired and just wanted to sleep on the gravestone. A witness had said to him, "Oh my gosh, I thought you had killed him." Kelly went back to Ed, strangled him again, saying, "Well, now I have."
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What a dick, dude. So he was acquitted. There was little to no evidence. And the witnesses, alcoholics, tramps, not credible. Okay, so I actually want to kind of jump over and talk about a couple different cases. Okay? So let's talk about these, and then we're going to go back and how it's tied into this story. Okay, so on June 2nd, 1977, a 67-year-old Maurice Whaley was found dead in Soho. His face and genitals were mutilated. The neck of a broken bottle was thrust up his rectum. That's fucked, dude. That is so fucked. Police found Kelly and another transient with blood on them nearby. Kelly was charged with murder. His companion gave grisly detail about everything that had happened.
Wow.
6 months later, Kelly was acquitted after his lawyer branded the Kelly witness as an alcoholic, a blind drunk that couldn't be trusted.
Oh,
wow.
So he got off. The witness later vanished. In 1983, Kelly confessed to his murder.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about another fun case.
Okay.
Hector Fisher was an elderly panhandler, like I will be someday.
One day.
Sure. I should start now. He was found in Clapham. We're not going there. Churchyard on Christmas Day, 1975. He was stabbed repeatedly around the head and neck. He was last seen alive Christmas Eve hanging out with a bunch of guys dressed in Santa costumes.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
Oh, so we're going to come back to poor Hector.
Oh, no.
Hector.
Yikes. All right.
Okay, so then after the detective is reading kind of about Kelly, right? He's getting these cases slowly coming in, finding out about him. He says to Kelly, okay, now tell me about the other murders then, Kelly, right? He's just kind of going off intuition, like, tell me about what you're up to. And Kelly says, which one are you talking about?
Whoa.
It's like when you ask your kids what you did wrong. What did you do? And they're like, what you talking about? And you're like, oh shit, what are you talking about?
I love it when you're like, I know what you did. And then they confess to something that you didn't know about. That's the best.
And you roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I knew you did this. I
know.
heard about this. You can't get away with anything. Yeah, it's awful. And so Detective Brown says, well, you just tell me. You just tell me which one.
Right.
He said, you're talking about Fisher, aren't you? Right? We just talked about Hector. Brown said, yep, That's the one, having no clue what he was talking about.
Oh my God.
So he nodded to the other sergeant in the room. The sergeant left the room to find out who Fisher was.
Oh my God.
So he's running down the halls. He's looking
Who
for
the
a
hell?
secretary because he's a man. He can't find and do it.
Right.
It's 1980s.
Not
He's not
detective.
ready. Right. So he finds the secretary. She's getting the information on Fisher. Okay. So it took about 30 minutes to find a case file. He wrote some notes down on a little piece of paper. He walked in and handed it to him. Okay.
This is so cool.
Yeah. It's like, tell me more.
Memo. So a man, Hector Fisher, was stabbed to death, like we talked about, and he was found behind a church, Clapham Common. Not going there. Very close to where Kelly was arrested the previous afternoon, right? Okay. Kelly said, I was too clever for you. You didn't realize it was robbery. And Brown says, no, you are too clever, Kelly. And Kelly said, I covered it up. And Brown said, how did you do that? And Kelly says, he had a lot of money in his pocket, but I left 40 pounds in his pocket so you wouldn't know he was robbed. Should I do my Irish accent?
Yeah.
Can you?
I haven't done that in a long.
Try.
He had a lot of money in his pocket, but I left 40 pounds in his pocket so you wouldn't know he was robbed.
Huh?
That's very UK, yeah?
It was,
So
yeah, it
on
was okay.
point.
It was good.
So Kelly says, I gave him a wallop and I cut him. I don't think they were stabs, but I'm not sure, but I cut his bullocks.
What's a-
Ooh, it's your booty.
That would be ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Your booty.
I mean, the proper term is ass.
Why would he cut his butt?
Oh, we're getting to it.
Oh.
So Brown says, how many times did you stab him? And Kelly said, I don't know. I had a good drink on me.
Oh.
So now I'm always going to say that.
Yeah, I
I'm
wanna
having
say
a good drink on
I
me.
love that. Yeah.
Kelly
and we're
said-
going to go Rougarou.
Rougarou. Kelly said he was drunk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Brown says, okay, Kelly, when did it all start? And Kelly says, in 1953, the year of the coronation.
Oh.
What?
Uh-huh. So the night in Baker Street Tube, Kelly and a friend from Dublin, Christy Smith, that's a man.
Okay.
Okay, Christy.
Yeah, because they're Irish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kelly and a friend from Dublin went to London in 1953 for the coronation celebration. So it was a chance of hard drinking and petty theft. They're like, we can steal, we can drink. Okay. You're going to love it. So Kelly had already had minor criminal background back in Ireland at the time for theft and breaking and entering mostly. So he did have a record back in Ireland at this time. So Kelly's friend, a man, Christy Smith, went down the tube. They had a drink. He said something to me. I got cross and threw him under the train in Baker Street Station. Now, I'm going to say that I was looking into this story in a couple different avenues, and they're saying that Kieran Kelly was a closet homosexual. And he was raised in the Catholic Church and was told at a young age it's not okay to be a homosexual. And then on this trip, Christy had made a comment about, when are you going to get married? So with his friend Christy Smith's comment about getting married sometime soon, like you should be getting married sometime soon, he took it in a way that his friend was saying, I know you're a homosexual. And Kelly kind of like got on edge for the next day. Like they're supposed to be there for this celebration.
Right.
And he's on edge thinking, when we go back to Dublin, he's going to tell my family, my friends, my church that I'm gay. And that wasn't going to happen.
Right.
Right.
No.
Okay.
So he took it a whole other way and lost his shit. Kelly says Christy Smith was the first murder victim, the one that started it all. He said that was 30 years ago, and he started to ramble, And he didn't shut the fuck up.
Dang.
And he started confessing to crazy murders.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So on tape, Kelly is saying, you go kill geese and not, and years go by, and you do another few and not, and you don't get captured, right? Are you with me now?
Oh.
Right? So we've already heard examples of him being charged with murder and being acquitted a couple times. Like, he just does whatever he wants, and he's not being held accountable.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know, girl.
Oh my God.
Shit's gonna get crazy up in this story. Okay. He said, then it's on the top shelf. It's on your mind. It's playing in your mind all the time, right? And then you're captured for one, right? So he had killed snoring Boyd in the cell. He couldn't say, I didn't do it. He obviously did it. So he decided, fuck it. I'm just going to confess to fucking everything now.
I'm just going to be in jail forever.
He said, I decided to come clean with everything. And a term that they kept saying, maybe it's something in the UK, they kept saying cleaning the books. You're going to clean your books? Yeah, I really want to clean my books. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you've got all these cold case files. You're going to clean them out.
Clean the books.
Right?
Clean the books.
Right.
Yeah. So then he confesses to murders all over London. So much that they have trouble keeping up.
Oh my God.
He gives when, how, and who they are. One was called Scotch Jack, which that sounds like a fun guy. You know what I mean? When you go to the party, you want to see Scotch Jack. You want to give him a hug. You want to say how you doing? I miss you.
You wonder what he drinks.
You know he's fun. Kelly said he beat him to death. He surprised him from behind, hitting him over the head with an iron bar, leaving him to die in a basement in a stairwell. Yeah, and then Detective Brown is saying, Scotch Jack was found in a basement of a house in Clapham with multiple head wounds. So they're taking the information he's giving them, and they are placing it with things that actually happened. Now, something that I got from different sources is that he would, he was a closeted homosexual. And so what he did like to do is he would get men, right? Like, let's kind of do a thing over in this dark alley over here, right? Where we can be alone. And then he would rape them anally with bottles. Killing
gosh.
them. What? And it seemed like, because he was a closeted homosexual and he hated himself, that he would then murder and rape men who were homosexuals and, steal from them. And it's just like this really sad. I always think, okay, if somebody, when he was really little, said, yeah, you're gay. It's fine. It's great.
It's okay.
Live your life. How that affects his life and others' lives. I always think about things like that. So another one was Mickey Dunn. He was poisoned to death with a cocktail of surgical spirits, like we were talking about. Several packets of headache pills stolen from a chemist, or what we would call a pharmacist, mixed with orange squash and wine. This does sound delicious. Like, I would sleep like a baby if I had this.
Orange squash and wine?
I'm sure orange squash is like a nut.
It's orange, like butternut squash, probably.
I don't think it's
or
better.
Pumpkin.
No, it sounds like a flavor. Almost like maybe a soda would be an orange squash or something. Or
like a schnapps or something.
Yeah, like a mixer. Can you Google it? I don't think it's...
Sure, go with that.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. All right.
I feel like it's a mimosa with like a whole shit ton of Advil in it.
All right. Yeah, I do that. Okay.
Right. Nobody's drinking butternut squash
had
cocktails.
Mimosa. Okay.
So Kelly said, I killed him slowly. He killed his victims in various ways: beating, stabbing, strangling, poisoning. It was always savage, brutal, and violent. It was always when he was drunk, but he was like drunk all the time. But he did kill on purpose. It wasn't like, oh, I fell on you and you died. Like,
oh, jeez.
You know, like,
Okay.
he always had a purpose. Kelly said he once got mad at a tramp or homeless person and poured a bottle of white spirit down him, and he died the next day.
Dang. You got your orange squash?
Oh, yeah. So it's basically like, it's just something that you add to carbonated water. In the U.S., we would just call the concentrated liquid a fruit syrup or flavored syrup.
Yeah.
Pretty much like, yeah.
Like soda syrup.
All right.
Yeah.
So mimosa with...
It's like orange.
Okay.
Literally like orange.
Gotcha. Okay.
He made him brunch and mimosas.
Uh-huh.
So then he murdered a man named Soapy Joe.
Oh.
Okay, everyone has fun names.
I know.
Everyone has a fun name.
You know what's so funny is I didn't say this, but on that one cryptid on the History Channel, there was a guy that they were interviewing, and he had like a white eye, and
Because he was blind.
yeah, like
uh-huh.
and his name was like Joe One-Eyed Captain something. So
One-Eyed Captain.
yeah, One-Eyed Captain.
I think
or Captain One-Eye or
all
something
of
like
these
that.
names are so fun. Okay, so he murdered a man named Soapy Joe by burning him to death.
What?
Ah,
Dang, this guy is like the
so much hate.
Yeah.
So much hate. He pushed another man in front of a tube train in Kennington Underground Station, and he didn't know who he was.
Wow.
Wow.
Just out of control. Most of the killings happened in South London. One happened in Belém. Her name was Patsy Waters. Again, so he keeps bringing back, I'm cleaning the books. I'm cleaning the books. Like he's just getting it all out there.
So of all those men, he actually killed a woman too.
They didn't go too much into her.
Okay.
So I can look into that. There's just so much here. Kelly says, in the morning I'll be grinning when I go to court. Like, he just does not even give a fuck.
Right.
He was enjoying it. He relished in it, talking about everything he did. He didn't give a fuck. You can hear Brown asking, how many, right? Mm-hmm. And Kelly's like 13, 14, 15, like around
a
there.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're saying, Jack the Ripper was 5 or 6. Serial killers in the UK and Ireland rarely have had that high of a number. So they're saying that he's a serial killer that people don't hear about. I didn't hear about.
Right, yeah.
Right? No. And so then it comes to, why not?
Right.
Oh.
Why haven't we heard about him? So they're saying Kelly had 15. Why didn't anyone hear about him? And next episode, we're going to find out why not.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
Cover up.
Okay.
Cover up. Woo, woo.
Why?
That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
Shocking.
I want to hear more, but I guess I'll
know.
have to wait now.
I'm going to work on my Irish accent.
Okay.
Yay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. That is one accent that I definitely cannot do.
I can't
at
do
all.
any accents. Don't even ask me. I'm like, what? No.
Okay, so it's the time
It's time
for our badass
story of the week.
Woo!
Give it to me, girl.
All right.
All right. So I am talking to you today about Mr. Quayne Stewart.
Who?
Quayne.
Quayne
Stewart.
No, Quayne Stewart do.
I'm in love with Quayne Stewart. He is a 49-year-old man. And let me just tell you what he does.
Okay.
He drives around California looking for homeless people with pets.
Oh, I don't
We've
like
all
that.
seen them. No, we've all seen them, right?
I know. I don't like
all these homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
The only little company they have is this animal.
I don't like it.
I know it's sad and it's everything, but these loyal companions to the people with no homes, no friends or family. In
Comforting
most cases,
tramps.
it is comforting tramps. In most cases, these dogs are all they have. So what does he do? Well, Quayne is a veterinarian, right? He gives them a free vet checkup.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Does he do free human checkups? No.
No.
That's not happening.
No.
Okay.
That would be cool.
I do have dogs.
That would be so cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
All right,
Go ahead.
Quayne, listen up. All right. He is known as the street vet. He grew up in New Mexico in the desert, rescuing strays as a child, but he always preferred the beach areas. So he moved to California. Now, fast forward to 2007, when so many Californians lost their homes. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
There was a dramatic shift in the economy. So where he was used to taking care of like all these high-end people out in Stanislaus County with expensive pets and expensive vet fees.
Right.
Post 2007, no one could afford their homes, let alone vet care. Right. So homelessness was on a rise. The animals were on the street were on the rise, and he just felt like he needed to do something.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So in 2011, he and his son opened up their first soup kitchen. And every time he saw someone come for soup with a pet, he offered a free vet checkup
Oh,
too.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my God, my heart.
I know. He's got a heart of gold.
Better than me.
So he did the soup.
Tima's like, yeah, he's better than you. Okay.
Nobody's arguing with
but
that here.
I bring my husband coffee in the morning, so it's like the same. I give.
Yeah, you do. All right. Well, he did the soup kitchen one more time, and then he decided he would just start walking up to people with dogs instead of having the homeless people come to him, right? So he would walk up to people. He pays out of pocket for all the expenses, like vaccines, meds, and food.
Oh my gosh.
How does he do that? Well, he works for Netflix as a movie set animal expert, and he ensures the safety of animals on set.
That's cool.
So that's really cool.
Okay.
So he's the guy that whenever you see an animal on a Netflix movie show, what have you, that's him working.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. So if an animal has more serious issue, he does use a GoFundMe account, and that covers surgeries or more invasive procedures. That GoFundMe is www.gofundme /F/the street vet. He, on his free time, will just drive around. He visits Skid Row on the weekend.
Wow.
He goes to downtown San Diego in search of homeless people with pets. He has now been doing this for 9 years. And in total, he has helped 400 pets.
Oh my gosh.
So be like Stuart and help animals.
Badass!
I love
Good
that.
job.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I know. And so he is on Instagram. You can follow him at The Street Vet.
Okay.
So he is an awesome person. I fell in love with him. I couldn't believe this. I think he just came out on CNN a couple of days ago, and I could not ignore it. So just the fact that he's helping, and you know, and it goes back like 2007 when this whole like housing crisis happened. Everybody
awful.
Was affected. I mean, I know so many people that lost their homes and were able to at least survive in an apartment or something. But I know that up north it was just so much worse and harder hit. And I mean, the other thing that he strives to do is he tries to like change the stigma of the homelessness. Like, you're not looking at somebody who just like fell into drugs or something. No, you're looking at someone who lost their job, couldn't pay their bills, and could not give up their pets. Right. You know, I know in Santa Barbara there's actually it's like in the beach communities, they have a place where you can park your RV. Right. So they have these people who had $1 million homes, and all of a sudden they've got nothing. Yeah. You know, and it was by no fault of their own, truly. So they have their animals there with them in their RVs, and that's their home now. But they went from like living it up to just sleeping in an RV. You know, it's really sad. So we're still feeling the effects of that from 2007. It's now been like 13 years. Yeah. So crazy. Kudos to
that's
Queen
amazing.
Stewart. Yeah.
Let's talk about our good deed challenge.
Yay.
Right.
Okay, I know we didn't record last week. We didn't talk about it. Have you guys been doing good deeds?
I have.
I haven't. Sorry.
You took your son to the doctor. That was a good deed.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. But just between me and everything else that's been going on, I had to take care of me, unfortunately. But that's
no,
that.
you had it rough, and I don't blame you. Yeah, for sure. I did something small. It was really awesome, and I felt super good about it. I was going home on a Wednesday. I do half day Wednesdays, and I need to like rush, but I noticed this new daddy, and he was parked right next to me, and he was struggling to put in this brand new car seat base into his car. And I sat there and I was like, getting my ways connected and doing all this stuff. And I saw him, and it was super hot. He's sweating, and I just looked like, okay, let me get out the car. And I was like, are you having trouble putting your base in? And he was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a new dad. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, all right, here, let's figure this out. And I installed his base.
Cool, Dre.
Yeah, it was really cute. He's so cute. And he was like, oh, you're an angel. Thanks so much.
And then he slips you his number. You're like, no, bitch.
No.
Yeah, that would just happen.
Yeah. No. But yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I did too. That I feel one the week before and then this week.
Good girl.
I feel really proud of myself because I'm always at home. I work from home and I don't have my own car, right? I have a teenage daughter and she always has a car. Yeah. So I'm at home for days at a time sometimes and it feels like a prison. So even if I just get out for 10 minutes to go to the grocery store, it's like cherished time for me. And so I went to the grocery store and there was an elderly woman, and I love seniors. I do through and through. And she had this list of like ingredients that she was trying to find. And so we went throughout the store and we found him and we talked about, different ones and why this one was better than maybe this one. And I just took my time with her. And so it just made me feel good. And she just needed someone to help her. And that really made my day,
so cute.
And I wasn't in such a rush in my head. Like when you think about somebody else. So that felt really good. And then one of my neighbors that I don't even really know, like I took flowers at the Trader Joe's, like flowers. And I wrote a little note, like, I'm your neighbor. I know we don't know each other, but I just hope you have a wonderful day. Like I was trying to just do like
Dang.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying. Like I want everyone, it feels good for yourself.
It really does.
Because you get wrapped up in so much stress and chaos in your life when you take a moment to like, I'm going to do this little thing for somebody else. It's good for your soul too.
It really is. Yeah. I know that guy probably thought I was crazy getting all up in his car and stuff, but when I finished, I was like, you know what? Kudos, Drea. You did a good job.
Yeah. And then you high-fived yourself in the car and you drove off. Good deed.
Looking in the rearview mirror. You did a good job.
She jumps up in the air like 80s style at the end of a movie. Oh my gosh.
Well, I feel like a jerk.
No.
I'm telling you, girl, you got
You've been to the doctors 3 times a day, every day for the last week.
So true.
Wait a minute. You did something really good. You bought the cookie from Mardi Gras for work.
No, I didn't buy those.
Okay.
No, the cookie.
She hasn't done anything.
That was
we ordered that. No, I didn't do those. But all right. Well,
next time.
Again, this week I will definitely be doing something.
Absolutely.
We're gonna hold you accountable. Now you gotta do 2 things.
I'm all back in my groove. I'm feeling good, and we'll do something.
Pay it forward,
girl. Timo got her groove back, baby.
Yep. All right. No. So no.
No.
Yeah. One day.
No. Okay.
All right. So remember to follow us on all the things, right?
Yeah, all the things.
All the things. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Email us at handcuffsandsage@gmail.com. Check out our website at handcuffsandsagepodcast.com. And
check out our Patreon.
Yeah, check out our Patreon.
We need your support, girls.
www.patreon.com/handcuffsandsage.
You get loot.
We got new swag, baby.
Yeah. We got some really cool stuff. So, all right.
So, and remember,
we do what we want.
Woo!
Okay. Bye, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Handcuffs and Sage is hosted by Red, Timo, and Trey in a shitty guest room in Los Angeles.
Theme music is Leave Now by We Are Wasted. Cover art done by Megan Winchester.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Show us some love on iTunes. Be a badass and do what you want. Until next time.